Hello and welcome back. This video is meant as a short reflection on the interview with Daniel Barenboim. If you didn't see it yet, I do advise you to watch it before watching this video. This interview was meant to inform us about the ideas a great musician and conductor as Barenboim has on the relation between music and identity. And one of his first observations, which is pretty much in line with how we approach identity, is that as a musician you have multiple identities. Barenboim starts by saying that he was born in Argentina and that although this played a role in developing his identity is not limited to being from Argentina. For example, in order for him to play and conduct Beethoven or Mozart, he had to understand or even partially take on the German or Viennese musical identity. So Barenboim points out that in order to perform music, one has to understand the identity of the composer and the identity of the music. We then continued discussing how music can create a space or opportunity to reconcile identities which may be in conflict in everyday life. Barenboim uses as an example the situation in which a musician from Tel Aviv and a musician from Ramallah are playing together in the West Eastern Divan Orchestra. Of course, there is a real possibility that these two persons hold opposing views, judging the other to be, as Barenboim puts it, a monster. This is a pretty grim picture of identities in conflict. However, musicians playing in an orchestra share the same passion, namely music. In the West Eastern Divan, there's a total commitment to the music, which forges musical bonds. And by exercising a common passion, which is music, the opinion about the other may change. Because you don't only see what separates you from the other, but you also see what you have in common. That is, in terms of identity, there can be distinction as well as overlap. And this overlap can be used as consensus. Barenboim remains, in my view, honest about the potential of music by saying that playing music will not solve political problems or convince a Palestinian or Israeli to change his or her views about the other. However, and this is important, the fact that they agree on music, such as Beethoven's music, might make them more willing to exchange opinions. It teaches them to have respect for the story of the other without necessarily agreeing with it. And this is the necessary first step towards reconciliation. Not necessarily agreeing, but acknowledging the other's position. Playing music and sharing a passion creates a space for this to happen. In addition, Barenboim points out that making music is also a great school for social behavior, because one's role within the music continuously changes. First you have a solo, which means you have center staged. Then the solo ends and you have a more supportive role. You are continuously listening, interacting and playing together to create something of which you are a part without you being the most important element. The importance of cooperation, the importance of being center stage as well as being supportive, the importance of speaking without dictating is clear, not only in music but in society as a whole. We concluded by discussing an apparent paradox. How can people we think of as being evil, Barenboim referred to Stalin and Hitler, people who sent millions to their graves, how can these people nevertheless be moved by music? How can two opposing features, a complete disregard for sanctity of life and an emotional and sensual sensibility, be present in one and the same person? In short, how can evil monsters be moved by a beautiful symphony? Barenboim's claim is that those people obviously did not get the essence of the piece of music. They only got the oral pleasure of listening to the sound. However, according to Barenboim, if you understand the logic of music, then you should not be able to murder. Yet, he is still puzzled by this phenomenon. I think that this remains a challenging question, but it shows us that people indeed have multiple identities. One and the same person can in fact be sensitive to the force of good as well as to the force of evil. And education through music can help people to become more sensitive to the ethical good, making people more complete human beings through being in contact with and being educated through music. I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. Maybe you want to re-watch the interview after this short reflection and see whether you recognize the points we addressed during this short reflection. Now, for now, I wish you all the best and see you next time. Bye!